talk about another thing on my list of really fun things to do with Poi. It's a pretty big list. And this today is learning to open into extended whirling. Feels really great. It feels like flying, basically. One of the prerequisites for this is it'll really help if you can do some whirling footwork a little bit. But that's a whole lesson in itself. So if you can either stumble along, turning whatever way feels natural to you, or go to the Learn section on Playpoi.com, go to the Poi Fu section, and there's some videos on whirling. So whirling just means having a consistent way to step in a circle. And here, I'm going to be using one of a pretty basic way of turning, which is just going pivot, step, pivot, step, pivot, step, pivot, step. And when I'm going at a faster rate, I'll be going pivot all the way around, pivot and around, pivot and around, pivot and around. But we've got videos all about that. So for this video, just do whatever comes naturally, or go to the Poi Fu section, practice some whirling, and then come back. For this video, what I'm going to be focusing on is more what your arms are doing, how you're turning, and specifically how you're spotting with your eyes and your peripheral vision and your proprioception to start having a real sense of where the poi are and being able to follow them through real planes in the air, which ultimately you'll learn how to feel. So we're going to start with some classic Poi Fu. So you can hold your poi wrapped up in your hands, or just put them down and follow along. So just face the mountain with me. And you're going to start with your left arm, and imagine you're doing a big circle, big clockwise circle in front of you. So it's passing your toes at the bottom and going up on the left side. Now for me, I've got a nice big tall tree over there. You can't see it, but I'm going to use that for spotting. And over on the other side, over here, I've got a nice straight line coming down, which is the edge of a windowsill. I'm going to use that for my other side. In your space, try to pick something on either side of you. A line going up on one side, a line going down on the other. Or go draw some lines or hang some string. Something so that you've got a bit of a reference point. Because what you're going to do is, as your arm's coming up this side, I've got my tree. I go straight up my tree and I go straight down my windowsill, and I'm back to the same circle. And you do it really slowly at first. And the trick, like a lot of things, is to get a feeling for it. You need to get this really into your body. Right? So you're doing your circle as it passes your toes. I go up the tree, down the windowsill, and I'm back to my circle. I don't know what you're going up and what you're going down, but you got to pick something. And the trick is that what's going to happen is a lot of people are going to come down over there. Right? You're going to come straight up your first thing, and if you didn't have something else to spot, you'd come down on some funny angle. Right? You wouldn't come down on the continuation of that plane. And this is why spotting helps. So for me, because I've got the tree there and the windowsill there, I can learn with a little practice to really know where I have to really reach and kind of relax, so I sail right down that windowsill. And that it might take some days of practicing, a couple minutes at a time. And with practice, it becomes very natural, where my arm just goes up the tree, down the windowsill. Really naturally. Up the tree, down the windowsill. Up the tree, down the windowsill. Because there's a little place at top where your brain kind of flips which direction it thinks things are going. And that's where it's going to lose the plane and come down over there. And you can correct that. And pretty soon you can do 2 or 3 in a row. So you're going to boom, up the tree, down the windowsill, up the tree, down the windowsill, as many times as you want. You don't need to perfect it, but you want it to start working a little better. Then you're going to add your other arm. And your right arm's just going to kind of sail along halfway behind the left arm. So as the left arm is passing your toes, your right arm is brushing the ceiling. And as your left arm is brushing the ceiling, your right hand is brushing your toes. Boom. And it's a big extension. And that'll look like this. And now it starts getting confusing, because one arm's going up my tree while the other's coming down the windowsill. So you just need to play with that. You can try to have a sense for both, where you're touching both, touching both, touching both. You can pick, okay, let's focus on the tree, 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 tree. Or I might think, like, I'm going to focus on the windowsill for a little while. Windowsill, 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 windowsill. You play with it, and you're playing with your spotting. And the spotting's a lot with your eyes. You don't, if you're moving your head around too much, it makes you a little extra dizzy. So you start having the habit of just use your eyes, and ultimately just your peripheral vision. And ultimately just having a feeling for it. And as you go through that progression, you'll get less dizzy. So you want to get to a point where you can do 2 in a row with your arms staying with your planes more or less. So you can go boom, 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 boom. And you haven't lost your planes, and you feel like you're in a nice extension, and it feels reasonably flowy. Right? Which will be a lot easier, by the way, if you've followed some of the Poi videos, some of the Poi Fu videos, and your stepping is kind of working well. Otherwise, you're just kind of stumbling along with your footwork, and that's okay too. But in the long run, it's nice to develop some stepping. So once you can do a couple of whirls with your arms, you grab your Poi again. Maybe grab both, but wrap up your right and hold it at first. Because you're just going to use your left Poi, and you're going to review the same things in the same order, but now with Poi. So now your Poi's whirling. As it passes the toes, you're going to extend. For me, it's up the tree, down the windowsill. Up the tree, down the windowsill. And again, what's going to happen, if you're new at this, is you're going to come straight up your first point, and you're going to really miss the second one, probably. People tend to veer off this way. So for me, I've got my windowsill there, but I got this door way over here. If when I was new at this, I probably went up here and kind of crashed down over there. Which, you know, maybe there's nothing inherently wrong with that, again, because sometimes you want to let your planes drift. So letting your planes drift isn't necessarily bad if you're doing it intentionally. This video is about keeping them on a plane. So again, you want to get to where you can do a couple in a row. Up, down, right? So for me, it's up the tree, down the windowsill, up the tree, down the windowsill. And again, there's a place over the top that you need to relax and sail through. And that's what's going to take time, how you just reach and let it extend right over the top. When you can do 2 of these in a row, get both your Poi going, and get them, you turn this way, you get them going split time. For me, it's towards my windowsill. And you're going to go left leading, toes, toes. But you're going to extend. So again, it's just like the arms. The left is leading. The Poi go past the toes, up the tree, down the windowsill. Toes, toes, up, down, down, past the windowsill. Making sense now? And with a little practice, you can do it nice and effortlessly. You just open, relax, kaboom. Open and relax, kaboom. It might take some days. I mean, this kind of stuff takes time because it's all about planes and proprioception and all the stuff that develops slowly. And again, you want to get to where you can do maybe 2 in a row. Over the top, over the top, over the top. And you're consistently coming down that other focus point, right? You've got the one you're going up, and you want to really be consistently coming down what's on the other side. When you can do two or three of those in a row, nice and consistent with your planes, and you feel like you're relaxing and it's kind of flowing, then you can start from a weave. So now I'm facing my windowsill, which is my down reference point. My player coming down that windowsill. I guess it's not a windowsill. A windowsill would be going this way, right? A window frame. The edge of a window frame. I hope I haven't confused you. There's a window, and it's got, edges that are vertical. All right. So now you're in a weave, and notice when your left Poi crosses back to, for me it's the mountainside. So I have my toes kind of facing the mountain. So my left Poi crosses back to my toes, or you can think back to your left side. So my yellow Poi comes back. Right? That's the one I'm going to follow. So get your weave going and really get a sense, and don't change the weave. Don't do this. Don't come out of the weave. Just do a normal weave and wait for that left Poi to come back. You can also jump it, but I think it's nice if you can really stay in the weave and wait for that left Poi. When the left poi comes back, just follow it over the top, and you can do it really relaxed. And if it doesn't work, what I recommend, and what's often hard to get people to do, is honestly, do it letting out a big breath. It's magic sometimes. So you're going to do something new, and if you're tensing up for it, you'll go, wah! And it'll be chaos. So you need to get your body to relax, and the breath lets you do that. So as that left poi is coming down past your toes, it's coming back to the left side, literally let out, like I want to hear you go, right? You go, and for a lot of you, honestly, it's going to work like magic. Big breath out, over the top, down the window frame side thing. Whoosh, whoosh. Now, to land it, when you get back, I follow that left poi through the top. I get here and I let both poi go past my left foot. So they go boom, boom, right? Left side, and the left will cross over and you'll just be back in a weave. Left side, left crosses over. It'll happen naturally if you relax. In fact, you can just go like this. Imagine they're coming over the top, past your left foot, and you're in your weave. So from the weave, it starts and finishes in the same place basically. Left poi comes to the left side, over the top, left foot, and you're back in your weave. And so I recommend being able to do this, again, where you can, from the weave, go into doing 2 big circles, land it back in the weave. So you're doing this, swish, swoosh, and back to your weave. And if you're getting there, it's beginning to be a lot of fun. It starts feeling really good. And then you can start playing with, at first we'll launch it from the same place, and we can play with where we land it. So we've got our weave. So what we can do, we can open it up, and we can go a little further into a windmill. It's easy to learn how the end of this is, because it's as simple as the poi go toes, toes, and you're in your windmill. So you can just practice that a couple times. Toes, toes in the windmill. Toes, toes in the windmill. And the left is leading. Toes, toes in the windmill. And you're going to find that same place at the end of the whirl. Left goes past the left foot. Wait for that. Follow it. Toes, toes in the windmill. So you're here. When the left poi comes past the left foot, follow it. Maybe 2 circles. Whoosh, in the windmill. When you've got that, you can turn even further and you can go right into a backwards weave. Now again, you can learn how to do that just from forward split time. You let them go past your toes in a big circle, toes, toes, and just see how you go into a backward weave. Toes, toes, whoosh, backward weave. And pretend, you cannot imagine you're at the end of a big whirl. You're whirling, you come around, toes, toes, and you're in a weave. When you get a sense for that, you can start in your forwards weave, do your whirl, right into your backwards weave. Forwards weave, follow your whirl, maybe 2 whirls, right into your backwards weave. And you can keep going. I mean, you can, what you learn is from a whirl, you can stop in any of the 4 directions. You could also, from the weave, open into the whirl. Keep turning until you're in a windmill facing the other direction. What I recommend in the long run, you get your 4 clear directions, and you just learn from whirling, you can stop anywhere and just go into whatever move is appropriate for that point in the whirl. If I stop facing that big tall tree, I'm in a backwards weave. If I stop facing you, I'm in a counterclockwise windmill. If I face my window, I'm in a forwards weave. And if I face a mountain, I'm in a clockwise weave. And of course, you can also enter the whirl from anywhere. Because you can enter the whirl also from the windmill, because a windmill opens into that toes, toes position. Toes, toes, back to the windmill. Or from backwards weave, toes, toes, maybe back to the backwards weave. Or from, now this is where it gets tricky, because if I'm doing my anti-clockwise windmill, if I go toes, toes, it also works, but it will be turning to my right. And you're going to learn all of this also turning to the right. So if I'm facing you, when I open, my toes, toes are going to be back here. Same like they were before with the mountain. So I got to open, toes, toes, close. So learning this might take time to feel really comfortable with it. Again, it takes a lot of really base level motor skills, proprioception, planes and all this stuff, and rhythm and footwork. So it's not like learning a trick, it's really learning a fundamental way of moving. So just keep coming back to it, practicing it a little bit at a time, and it might take weeks before you're really sailing, or even months before you're really, really comfortable, but it's worth it. It really opens you up into a feeling of flying with poi, and it looks beautiful, it looks amazing if you're performing, and it just feels really good when you're dancing. So when you've figured all of this out, or as you're figuring it out, also make sure you're reversing everything and going in the other direction. I don't think I need to always do that in the videos, because I think you're smart enough that if you'd figured it all out this way, going past your toes in that direction, you know how to go, starting to weave the other way and learn it, everything in the other direction. And if you really figure you can't, maybe tell me, and I will make a little video if you insist. So once again, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like the videos I make. If you do, come to playpoi.com/support, and join the mailing list at least, because there's fun things I want to do with all this poi and performance stuff. And if I can announce fun projects, I can do fun projects. It's getting expensive if I announce stuff on Facebook. They charge me if I want it to go out to a lot of people's pages. So join the mailing list, and I'll really appreciate that. So if you love me, show me. Enjoy. I'll post more videos soon.